stress, I'd like to welcome you to the Stress-Free Zone. This is a show where you get to meet your favorite celebrities and athletes on a personal level. Today, I'm really happy. My first guest, he played football at my favorite university, LSU. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots, defensive end, and a real great guy, Jarvis Green. Jarvis, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Randy. How you doing?
Good, man. How's everything going out there in Louisiana?
Everything is good. It's a nice day. It's
Okay.
at all, so everybody's blessed down here.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to kick the show off. I typically have one question that I love to start the show off with, and it gives you a chance to guide it to where you want it to go. And that first question is, what do you want people to know about you? Yeah, I know that's a tough one sometimes.
No, it's not. I want people to know that, and it's crazy because we don't want to call ourselves, humble. You don't say I'm humble or meek, but after people meet me, they understand me. They can see that I'm down to earth guy. I was raised right. I have my goals. I have. I respect myself. I respect others. I abide by the law. I want to treat people right. I want to be treated the way I treat people, the way I want to be treated, with respect, honesty. Just a great guy, man. I'm always trying to help someone, and I just want people to understand that I do have a heart.
And I'm glad you said that because the more I find out about you, the more I'm interested in you. And I see that you have a special place in your heart for single moms and for kids because you have some nice programs that you do to help them out. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the Jarvis Green Foundation, I started back in 2005, right after Hurricane Katrina, because I had some family members that got affected, but also not just that, but going out, and we helped a lot of single moms because we bought this girl, Michelle Jefferson, a home. We helped her out with some finance education. And from that, we just started doing different things for moms. If they needed like their bills paid, they had the holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. They have education. Car loans, whatever it was that they needed money for tuition, anything for food for the kids. So we did stuff like that. But into raising the money, we did wine events. I see a lot of athletes. They do different things, to raise money. And a lot of times people do golf outings and other things. But for me, it was more about food and wine because I always had a passion for cooking and also just being in the kitchen and growing up. So right now, we haven't really been doing much with the foundation because a lot of things been going on and also just changing over when it comes to business. But I know at some point we're going to relaunch the Jarvis Green Foundation and kind of just start off where we left.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm glad you brought up cooking because I do know that about you. You're a guy who really likes to cook. I'm a guy that loves to cook. My dad got me into cooking. He had me take culinary classes. Right. I can't wait until this is over with because the next time I do interviews, we like to do face-to-face. I would love to get in the kitchen with you because I make a mean jambalaya stuffed bread, and you might love that.
Jambalaya stuffed. You know what? Look, I'm going to say this, Randy. What you just said, we call that boudin.
Boudin?
Almost, yeah, because like a boudin ball is like jambalaya.
I've had the boudin.
Okay. I never heard that before. Jambalaya stuffed bread. That's new.
I do have some Creole roots, and it's the funniest thing because they're always like, how'd you learn how to do this? And it was one of those things that I love to cook. And one day I baked some bread, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it. So I hollowed it out. I stir-fried some shrimp, some crawfish, some chicken, sausage. I did the Trinity, stuffed it in there with cheese, threw it in the oven. And it came out, and everybody just stared at me.
They was like, what in the hell is this? And they ate it, and they're like, wow. Right?
It's amazing. I love doing stuff like that. So I would love to be able to do our next time that we talk. I would love to have that face-to-face where we can have a cook, not a cook-off, but, just two men cooking, showing people what we can do.
I'm all for it.
Hey, that makes my day. I'm glad to hear you say that. Now, I have to ask you this question because we all go through a lot of tough times right now. Everything is crazy. So what is it that you do to kind of bring yourself back down? Is it music? Is it, exercise? What do you do to bring yourself back down to a stress-free level?
Man, you know what? I mean, I just got back into reading books probably in the last, I'm going to say 5 or 6 months. So I've been reading
Okay.
different books. And I'm always, you know what? I think it's more like sightseeing, driving around. A lot of times I may park my truck on the edge of the river, just sit out and watch the
Oh
boat pass.
yeah.
It's a peaceful time for me. Now, do I put my phone down? I really don't, but it's quiet. Now, that's my time to screen all my calls, but just to see the environment, just see, God and the things that's been created that I think we need to appreciate more, just to slow down, just to see the world. So that's my biggest thing that I do to pass time and to relax.
Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and bring it to music because I know for me, music helps me relax. So, what kind of music do you like to listen to kind of take that edge off? Because I know some people have a certain music for working out,
Yeah,
for stress relief.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I do not listen to music when I'm home or when I'm in the bed or hanging out. I listen to music if I'm in the car, the truck, or in the gym.
Okay, okay,
Sometimes when I'm by myself, I listen to music. If I'm in the mall, but like when I have my kids, I don't put the music on. Now I'm gonna tell you what type of music I listen to. I listen. Well, I'm not gonna say the mumble rap, but like the little Uzi Vert, Little Mosey, of course Drake.
okay.
I listen to a lot of those guys like 21 Savage. I mean, they're different. A lot of these
Right.
guys mumble rappers, but I'm on that type of kick because Uzi Vert is my favorite. He's kind of
Okay.
weird. Sorry, he is weird. He's from another planet, like you always said. But I like
Right.
his lyrics and what he's saying. So that's me. I like Navi. He's a newer guy. But I know a lot of people always talk about the generic, the big guys like the Drake, Lil Wayne,
Right.
Cash Money. I grew up with all that stuff. I listen to a lot of old stuff, Master P, No Limit Soldiers. So I'm old school in that way.
Okay. Okay. That's good. I mean, I get what you're saying about the different types of music because I love how the older generations and sometimes the middle generation they talk about the mumble rappers and they go, "We don't need them. We don't." And I'm always like, every generation had that, and they're like, "No, we didn't. We didn't have mumble rap." And I'm like, bum stiggity, but I got the
Wow.
dope, 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 dope. And then they
Yeah.
all sit there like, I'm like,
Facts,
we
huh?
all had it. It's just the only difference is the guys back then had rap also. Some of the guys now just mumble and nothing else. And
Even like
it's funny how each generation forgets.
yeah, even like Onyx, Slam, down there, let the boys be boys. So I agree. Now I think it's more to me, is more generic rappers today with all the
True.
technology and people go on live stream and they just put a song out and it's all more digital. But back in the day,
Right.
man, I mean, we had our different people and different genres and East Coast, West Coast. I mean, look, yesterday I was listening to Bobby Womack, 110th Street. I was on that
There you
kick.
go.
I watched a bunch of mob movies yesterday. So it just depends on how I'm
Okay.
feeling, man.
Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. I get that. And from everything I've seen about you, family is really important. I know your father turned 71, right?
Yeah, my dad, yep, he's about 71, yep.
Yeah, he turned 71, and you were talking about the whole village thing. I was raised in the village type neighborhood where I grew up, where you can get
Yep.
spanked down the street, and they'll
Wait,
call
but
your parents and all of that.
man, where you originally from?
I'm from the south side of Chicago. I'm
South-
originally from the south side. People don't realize the south side of Chicago. We have a lot of old southern roots. We still serve. We still, man, even though we're a big city, sir, ma'am. We still do all the polite things. We smile
Okay,
at people when we walk past. So
yeah,
we have a lot of things in common with the South. A lot.
okay, gotcha.
So how did that upbringing make you or affect you as the man that you are today?
Well, I mean, back in the day, it's a lot different now. I mean, I got chest size. I mean, I probably got a spank and a whipping every single day of my life growing up, by my parents. My dad was very, tough love. Um, he did something wrong, man. I mean, my dad used to get whoop our butt, and it's so different now because the way kids are raised, and I mean, I have 3 kids myself, but it's just different, man. It's scary at the same time that the influence on just the environment what it does to the kids. But I know the way we was raised, we got up in the morning, we had chickens, we had dogs, we had cats, my dad had maybe 400 pigeons because he was disabled. He broke his back in
Oh,
'79.
okay.
He was a Class A welder. So really, I didn't even notice. I mean, I noticed now, but Social Security raised 5 kids in the house, and we had all those other
Mm.
animals, dogs, cats, and pigeons. But my dad was a hustler. He was a mechanic. He worked in the yard, and we was always picking eggs in the morning. We had like a little garden. So the 1st and 15th, man, that was like important for us. I
Okay.
remember the days growing up and waiting in the welfare line and just. But I'm gonna say this. I told my mom when I made it to the league. I look back and said, "Mom, we was poor. We was poor.
Yeah, you don't realize it when you're a kid. You're just living.
Yeah, just living." And I'm like, and she's like, "No." She said we was blessed, so we had love in the
Mm.
house, and we had our routine. Every single day we do certain things, and you know how it is, man. I mean, cutting grass, and just everything was very detailed back in the day compared to the way it is now. I mean, how many kids you see doing everyday outdoor chores, at all, compared to the way we had to
Yeah.
grow in life. So all those little things, they all
Hmm.
came together and they were my building blocks to who I am today.
I get that, and that's a really good foundation right there because I remember growing up. My dad, once I got old enough to cut grass, he
Yep.
didn't cut grass anymore, and then my brother came along, and so on. He didn't shovel anymore, and so on. So I get that, and it does build a good little bit of respect, and it does
Uh,
help your character because now when I have to do those things, I don't think about it. I'm not like, oh, it's just like it's normal. It's just
it is.
everyday thing. So I'm
I can't hate washing dishes. And I mean, I wash dishes probably 3, 4 times a day. To everybody put their stuff in there. You tell them, wash it or put it in the dishwasher. But that's not really
right.
just dishwasher every single day. So I'm over there in the kitchen just washing all the little things. And I'm sitting there like, I know I told you kids this 3 times already. Wash these dishes. But it's
And
not
and they
like
don't
it's not like we pout about it. It's something that you have to do,
right.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they don't get that if you just watch what you used, you wouldn't have dishes in the sink to wash.
And it was like, well, I didn't dirty this. I didn't eat off of this. They did, just wash it anyway. Just wash it
Right.
anyway.
Right.
But they don't understand that. They don't understand that.
Okay. So I do have another question for you, and
That
it's gonna catch you off guard, maybe. What makes you smile in your private life?
makes me smile in my private life. You know what? The big thing is people always ask me how you doing. I'm always like, I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. I'm blessed. I got to say, for all the things that I've been through, so many ups and downs. Life, I mean,
Hmm.
hasn't been close to perfect, but I know, like, just to have, my parents are still here. They have all my siblings, my kids, my nieces, my nephews. Just to see my uncles and aunties that I know that they was part of my life growing up in my structure.
Right.
Also, just to be alive in today's world, but surviving and doing things right, but also everything that I've done in my life that I didn't do it because I cheated somebody. You know,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like where I'm at now, I got here because of honesty. And yeah, they got the wolves and the sharks out there in this world, but I got here to where I'm at today because of the honesty and treating people the right way. I smile about that.
And that's a really good thing to smile about. I kind of pride myself on that because I get in more trouble for telling the truth than for lying. So
Yes,
it's one of
same,
those funny kind of realities.
yeah,
and
same.
and
Under-
the uh, and the being blessed part, it's funny when you say that. I remember in high school, we had Reverend Keebles. He worked at our school, and I came in, typical high school kid, just kind of, well, if you think you're having a bad day, try
Yeah.
missing one. It was one of those moments where I kind of, whoa.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
to this day, I wake up every morning smiling. My friends are like, "You always smiling."
Yeah.
I didn't miss one. It's one of those statements that kind of got me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Wow."
I never heard that one before. I'm gonna take that one. I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was probably the best statement. So if you could have a conversation with anyone, famous or not, who would that be? Dead or alive? Just If there was one person you could have a conversation with, who would it be?
Winston Churchill.
Ooh. So what made you pick Winston Churchill? That's a good one, though.
I've been reading his book. He lived his life. He was big in living. He lived grand, cigars and champagne and whiskeys. I don't think in his book he ever drink an ounce of water, right? And at the same time, being prime minister of Britain, England, Britain, whatever you want to call it, and the things he did. If it wasn't for him, and he didn't have doubt, and if he did, he didn't show it as a human being. He had the entire country on his back because nobody wanted the job because you had this crazy guy, Hitler, coming towards the West world. And if Hitler would have got past England, there would be no America at this point. But Churchill, he did it with all his bad habits, and he wasn't a dictator. But everybody, he had everybody hoping for faith in him. And I can remember some parts of the book, and if you read the Doomsday, like if you see the movie, it's more about, they had 10 soldiers, he had 1 soldier. But that other group thought he had 15 soldiers. If that makes sense.
Oh no, that makes absolute sense.
So you don't have to have muscle to be strong. If that makes sense.
That makes absolute sense. I grew up with a father who I never heard. I should say, as an adult, I heard him say "damn" one time, which shocked me because he was like, I almost hit a kid who ran in the street. But my entire life growing up, I never heard him cuss, and I never heard him raise his voice.
Wow,
but I saw him knock 2 guys out cold. Who disrespected my mother. Like in one punch, and we were just standing there like, but he showed me that you don't have to be loud and you don't have to be this for people to respect you and not fear you, but understand I don't really want to mess with you. And it's the same kind of mentality coming from Churchill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of people in this world, I've met a lot of people, man. I'm gonna say this, man. I've met a lot of crooks and I've met a lot of criminals in my time towards the end of my career to now that molded me, man. Because I don't know if I got bad luck or it was a calling. I worked with maybe 3 or 4 guys in my past time. They all went to jail, all of them. And I worked in their businesses, and one of them, I took over one of their businesses when I was dealing with when I first got into the seafood business. And a lot of people in this world, they show strength because they have a lot of money, or they're the bigger, faster, strongest guy in the room, or they think they're the most intelligent, But to me, it's like, again, you don't need muscle to be strong. So you could put that and compare it to a lot of other things in this world. And I've had ups and downs and lost a ton of things, But I was the same guy, walked around, treated people the same. If I had a dollar, if I had no dollar, treated people the same with gratitude, heart, and respect, man. So, but a lot of people in this world can't do that. They can't, because everybody can't get to the top, man. They think you gotta cut people's legs off to get to the top. You can grab people and bring them up with you on your way to the top too. It's gonna come back around.
That's a really good statement you made there, because I'm in the entertainment industry and I do get to see that, and people they forget that someone helped them to the top, and there's plenty of room there. You just have to be willing to help that person to take a chance. And I'm gonna go back to something you said just a minute ago. We're talking business, because you went from, instead of jumping in front of a camera, you decided to jump into the shrimping industry. And the thing that I already thought you were a nice guy, but what showed me how humble and what made me respect you the most is the fact that you went to the bottom, did everything that people on the bottom end did, and worked your way up before you started doing everything else. And that's really commendable, because most people want to jump in on the top. So give me a little bit about that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Randy. So when I got into the seafood business, and I'm saying seafood, I've done construction, I've done other things in between, from retiring to now. Even when I played ball, I did my internships at Rolls-Royce. Naval Marine. I worked at a restaurant group in Providence. I mean, it had me do some dirty work, and learning
Oh
all
yeah.
the ins and outs. But the shrimp business was so hands-on because I never thought I'd be a janitor for 2 weeks, cleaning
Right.
bathrooms, mopping floors and cleaning factories and cleaning kitchens out. I mean, I do that at my house, man. So to be doing that, and I didn't even think about it as a joke, but I think when I started doing it and I was coming into work to the shrimp plant, they used to hand me a mop and a
Mhm.
broom, and I didn't know what they were saying because they were speaking Vietnamese, and people chuckled, and
Wow.
I think a lot of them had bets on me. Oh, he's not gonna be here
To see
long.
if
He said he won't do the internship, but he's not gonna be here long. I told him 6 months. I guarantee this bet. Okay, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, he's gonna be out. I worked for that company for 2.5 years, man, and became,
mm,
I was a sales guy, became a VP of sales, and we went from just in Louisiana to 17 states, 2,000 accounts. So a lot of people, I think, in today's world, man, even like, I mean, again, I got 3 kids, and today, what's the word, man? What is it? I always tell people the tortoise won the race, man.
yeah, there you go. There you go. And first of all, I like to give as much of a hug as I could possibly give your parents because they raised a great man with this, and your kids have a great role model because there are so many people who would not step back down and do these dirty jobs. I've done it myself. I've been a stage manager for a game for a big show, and
Yeah.
I've turned around and I swept floors because I was trying to get to another place, and so I definitely get it and I respect it. It's commendable, and it's so
Thank
funny because most people probably don't know that about you. All they know is football player, and they think, oh, he probably this and he's probably. And they don't realize
Yeah.
people are people. You just got to get to
Yeah.
know the person. And I appreciate you giving me a chance to get to know you.
I,
So
I
I respect every single solitary thing you said. It's great to find somebody who stays who they are, no matter what. I'm the same kind of guy. I try to stay exactly who I am, no matter what happens in life.
yeah.
You're always going to have ups and downs. You're always going to have people trying their best to do things. And the fact that you were able to center yourself and stay exactly who you are is an amazing thing. It's a wonderful thing to see. And
Thank,
I'm looking forward. I know I got to wrap this up, and I know you're a busy man. You pulled over on the side of the road for me. You don't know how much I appreciate this. I look forward to you coming back on this show, but hopefully I'm hoping that I can come down to Louisiana. All of this will be over. I don't care
oh
if I
yeah.
got to jump in the shrimp boat for a while. I'll jump in the
Oh,
shrimp boat.
hey Randy, make sure my product Ocean 97. I'm on Amazon. Keyword Ocean 97 shrimp pate. 5 new flavors, first of its kind. Uh, first of its kind. Evolution. It's not evolution, but just being eccentric, innovative to the
Mhm.
max, man. Check it out, Ocean 97.
I'm going to check out Ocean 97 because, like I said, I love to cook. So I'm going to jump in and grab some of your products and add it into some of the stuff that I'm doing. I really appreciate you giving me some time. It's been amazing talking to you. You're a great human being. Give your
Thank you.
parents a hug for me.
Yeah,
And tell your kids I said hi, even though they don't know me. They're like, "Who is Randy?"
yeah.
I'm a guy who
Thank,
respects your dad. That's all.
thank you to share some time too. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, you have a great rest of your day. Everybody, I'd like to thank you for the first episode of the Stress Free Zone. Hope you had a great time. I hope you got to know this man for the man that he is, not just the athlete. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later.
Peace.